If the internet as a whole offered any amount of reality, we'd all be insanely rich on crypto, dropping 5 pounds of belly fat overnight, and sedans would dominate the automotive world again. Personally, I'd be happy with a looser Levi's waistband. Audi can't do that, but it is delivering on the four-door look. It brought me to Newport Beach, California to check out the 2025 A6 Sportback e-tron. Like Polestar 2 and BMW i4, it has a sedan silhouette while being more useful than Tesla Model 3.
Pricing? With destination, but not including any tax incentives that you might be eligible for. A base single-motor rear-drive A6 e-tron starts at $67,200. Quattro dual-motor all-wheel drive adds $2,000 to that price. I'm driving a fully loaded Prestige model 77.2 as tested.
Check out the preview video I produced on the S6 Sportback e-tron. The high-performance version scoots with a maximum of 543 horsepower. The 0 to 60 benchmark spools up in 3.7 seconds. Enthusiasts will welcome the S's sharper driving experience, both power and handling. It also adds $11,000 to the price and drops range, but it could be worth it for those that take their motoring seriously. This video focuses on the A6, built on the 800-volt Performance Premium Electric Platform, or PPE.
All A6 and S6 e-trons are useful hatchbacks. Maybe you don't need that SUV.
Of course, Audi prefers the Sportback moniker. Whatever you call it, the wide opening is practical. One reason people love sport utes. Seats up, there's a solid 26 cubic feet and a cubby here. Some pockets and handy touches too. As far as I can tell, all trim levels get a 40-20-40 split bench, which might not be as good as six-pack abs in just 5 minutes a day, but it is a win for flexibility. Max cargo space is 40 cubic feet, not bad, though there's 60 cubes in a Q6. Powertrain? Only A6 gets a single-motor rear-drive trim that delivers a maximum of 375 horsepower. It's 456 with the Quattro I'm driving. The power module is silicon carbon-based. The rear motor is permanently excited. Up front, it's asynchronous. The single-speed transmission enters a one-pedal drive mode by knocking the selector twice. Fine-tune it with the paddles. Drive modes adjust steering weight, power delivery, plus suspension height and firmness with the optional adaptive air suspension on this car. Like S6 e-tron, the A rolls with staggered tires. The 94.4 kilowatt-hour usable floor-mounted battery contributes to the curb weight of 5,200 pounds. The console keeps purses and backpacks from tucking between the seats, but there is front storage for the travel charge cord or a small duffel.
Range always seems to be an issue when it comes to EVs. Not with the A6 e-tron. The rear drive model can go as far as 392 miles, according to the EPA. That's pretty impressive. This one with dual motor all-wheel drive Quattro, 333. Still pretty good.
Using the driver's side port, the peak DC fast charge rate is 270 kilowatts, juicing from 10 to 80% in ideal conditions in just 21 minutes with a flat charge curve. Both ports can be used for home level 2, which is much cheaper and more convenient. Let's motor.
I'm driving the dual motor A6. Audi says that it'll do 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. I'm going to try to merge with traffic here. I would say that is correct. This is quick. Nice power for passing. Excellent. Not sure that you can see this. Cameras do a bad job of showing them, but this has a terrific head-up display. It's big, it's crisp, it's got all the information you need. When there's a turn coming ahead, the Navi system will give you augmented reality symbols. It's very well done. Like the Q6 e-tron, you know, the SUV, the A6 is whisper quiet. This thing is hushed. would be a terrific road tripper, especially when you consider the range.
There's nothing like tail of the dragon on my drive route. In everyday chucking about, the suspension's 5-link design, front and rear, keeps it all controlled and compelling in the corners. It's nicely buttoned down.
I've already talked about how quiet this car is. It's also extremely comfortable, even in the sportiest setting, and yet it's never harsh. It really isn't.
The optional 20-inch wheels have lower profile tires. Pavement is well maintained in Orange County. The few nasty patches I found didn't upset the comfort.
One great thing about the A6 e-tron is the size. It's roomy in here, but the exterior isn't enormous. It makes this much easier to drive in urban situations like this.
The steering rack is bolted to the subframe without rubber bushings for a more direct and accurate feel in cornering.
I've got a route in the Navi system going, and one thing that you probably can't hear, but I can,
At 1,200 feet, turn left, then turn right.
are prompts that are only coming through the driver's headrest, which is a great idea because if the passenger is listening to something, it doesn't bother them.
No surprise, A6's seating position is lower than Q6. Visibility is fine, the rear window is small, and both the A and C pillars have quite a rake.
Why, look at that. Apple CarPlay has come up all by itself. Which brings me to the user interface. There aren't an awful lot of hard buttons here. However, there is great natural voice commands. Hey, Audi, turn on the heated seats.
Okay, I am setting the seat heating to 3.
Which I really don't want right now because it's 85 degrees outside. Hey, Audi, turn off the heated seats.
Stuffed with ADAS features like blind spot warning and automatic emergency braking, I use traffic jam assist the most. It eases stress in heavy stop-and-go situations. There's a semi-autonomous driving system, nothing as advanced as Super Cruise or autopilot.
All right, I have this in the most aggressive one-pedal driving mode. And look at that. Let's see if it comes to a complete stop. Yes, it does. And if you don't like one-pedal driving, you can adjust this. That's terrific. It's great to have a choice.
Brake pedal feel, transitioning from recuperation drag to the physical binders, is seamless. Audi claims some 95% of all braking will be done using regen.
I'm on an event, and I have very limited time, so there's no way that I can do a real-world range test, but it is EPA rated at 333 miles with quattro all-wheel drive, which is pretty darn good. And my experience in the Q6 e-tron tells me that Audi is pretty accurate about those things. And really, even if it only goes 300 miles, that's great. This is good range, and charge speed is fast.
Interior highlights? The Four Rings folks have always delivered nice cabins. Materials are elevated. Yes, that's real wood. The only thing more Volkswagen than Audi in here is the glove box door. Feels plasticky. Good storage is scattered about. Brand loyalists will recognize the door releases, and every window gets its own control. Looking at you, Polestar 3. There are haptic controls, if not actual things to push. This big panel with lots of buttons is better than doing everything on a touchscreen.
The last time I saw a roof like this, it was on a Porsche Taycan GTS, easily twice the price of this vehicle, and it's standard.
The excellent Bang & Olufsen system is folded into the $6,300 Prestige package. This adds an enormous amount of kit, like soft closed doors. Could be worth it. An optional third screen lets passengers watch videos on, say, how to increase your T levels. The view is hidden from the driver. And speaking of screens, the Audi digital stage is made up of a configurable 11.9-inch gauge cluster setup, plus this 14.5-inch infotainment display. It's all bright and clear with good response, though I would need to spend more time going through the menu to accurately critique it. But in my brief session, there were no egregious hiccups or issues.
If you're new here, I'm 5'9". Sitting behind myself, the back seat is pretty darn comfortable. I've got that much headroom. Knee and leg room are great. Foot room for my size 11s on the tight side. The cushions are high and long enough for decent thigh support. Door openings are big enough so car seats go in and out, no sweat. A6 e-tron is not a small car at 194 inches long and 76 inches wide without mirrors, so there is room for passengers. 2 large adults should have no issues. 3 average-sized ones will be good for trips across town. A separate climate zone, heated seats, and good storage will keep everyone happy. There will be an ICE A6 sedan using a different architecture and styling. Sportback's design has the look of A6 and A7, if they mated. Audi's minimalist Bauhaus design language has evolved to become more complex inside and out. I kind of miss the old simplicity, though admittedly, it's tough to advance minimalism. A6's thicker midsection is visually lightened by this band running through the lower flanks into the back fascia. What I like about the overall approach is the language is car first, EV second. Electric vehicles don't have to shout their purpose. So, summing up the A6 e-tron, this is a nice vehicle. For starters, it's a sedan, kind of, sort of. It's a hatchback, which is actually a plus. It's quiet, it's comfortable, it's got great performance, drives really well. It's pretty much everything you'd want in an EV, plus, fast charging speed, long range.
77 grand is a chunk of money, and a dollop of the enjoyment my tester offers comes from the Prestige package, so it's hard to save money there, but goodness generally has its price, right? I won't encourage crypto, but I will suggest an Audi A6 Sportback e-tron test drive. It's what people want from a premium machine, with a little added practicality. Once again, check out the S6 Sportback e-tron video. It's not just a stripes and trim package, though the interior alone might get people to buy. And don't forget, EVs have loads of advantages. Smooth powertrains, tons of torque, no trips to the gas station when charging at home, and less maintenance like oil changes and brake jobs. Do the research and buy the car that works for you.
Hope you got something out of my look at the 2025 Audi A6 e-tron. A reminder that the Four Rings Company brought me to California, put me up in a nice hotel, and fed me good food. But what's most important to me is giving you good, accurate information, okay? All right. Hey, you're here at the end, so I'm assuming you enjoyed the video. Remember to subscribe, click notifications, follow me on social media. I'm on all the major platforms. And if you have a question, leave it in the comments. Either I or one of the Driven Nation will get back to you because it's a good community. Check it out, okay? That's Driven. I'm Tom Volk.